It is May 19th, 2017. We're here at 5193 Imperial Avenue, San Diego, California, 92114. We're here on the rooftop, going to inspect the main sewer lines. We have the original bathroom right here. This is an original 3-inch cast iron vent. This will lead directly down over the original first bathroom, the beginning of the sewer main. Here's where the toilet dumps into the line right here. So this is the very beginning of the sewer pipe. And this immediate vertical pipe will, as you can see here, transition into the horizontal line. So we're now in the original cast iron sewer line under the house. A bit of buildup on the left side of the wall of the pipe there, as you can see. Okay, we've got a bunch of buildup right here in the line. Don't know if that's some toilet paper, feces, or some construction debris. It's obviously hard to say. I'm going to go ahead and punch through that real quick there. It was soft. So you can see little mounds of buildup. We expect to see that with older cast iron like this. And that's going to create little dams that hold water like this. So all that buildup and scale of deposits on the line, you can see we got some buildup right there on the pipe. That looks to be some softer buildup. We're able to push through that. Some more little debris in the system right there. Another little flake of some type of debris. I don't know what that is there. Still all the original cast iron. Here we have a T-junction that is plastic, so we're transitioning from cast iron to plastic. This T-junction should be where they added a bathroom under the house, and we'll go through that when we move over to the next vent. Here we're transitioning right back to the original cast iron again. Continuing down this line. So as you can see, it does have some, mounds of buildup here and there, and a lot of pockets that are holding some areas of water. You can see all that debris that's just sludged up there. So sometimes it can be hydrojetted to try to clean that out. If there's a clean out at the end of the line to come backwards, this can lead to small stoppages. Obviously all this buildup and standing water is not allowing things to flow down the line as easily as normal or when it was original. You can see those mounds on the left and right there, and then that little pooling of water that just doesn't drain out of the system. So it's functional, but it may need some maintenance in the future. See, we're pushing some more little mounds of debris, but still in all original cast iron here. Traveling down the line, a bunch of bugs here. Another little piece of debris in the line here. Don't know if that's a paper product. Continue down the pipe here. Little mound of debris there. Getting in front of the camera. So again, some little deposits in the pipe here. Coming into some pockets of water and debris again. You can wash that off the camera lens there. We're assuming that we're running towards the alleyway. We're headed out a pretty long distance, and I it's unlikely there's sewer on Imperial that they would have put, so we should be headed through the backyard. Pushing through here still. We've got some buildup of water and debris in the line as we've seen through the rest, and now we've come to the end of the cast iron, and we're now transitioning into green bell PVC pipe, and then this white junction right here is going to be a T junction, which would be for the property line clean out. So there's probably a sewer lid clean out of steel or concrete right near the alleyway, and we'll go inspect that. So we're now in newer pipe that the city has replaced. We've got some debris in our camera lens. Okay, here we go. Here's the end of the line. We're going to drop our camera into the big city pipe to wash off the lens here. So you can see now we're in the very big pipe. That's the city line right there. So we'll back up now, have a little bit more clear view as we come back in reverse here. So this was relined. You can see there's actually typed out lettering on the right hand side of the screen. So instead of digging that portion of the pipe up, they just relined it. And as we come back here, it's still relined. And it might have been clay or cast iron, it's hard to say. And then right here is where the liner stops, and here's where the short piece of pipe was put in, and there's that T-junction for the clean-out. That's the property line clean-out, again, probably near the alleyway, and we'll go back to confirm that. So the line is all clear. There's no root intrusions, there's no offsets, there's no breaks or cracks or anything severe. There's just a lot of buildup of scale and deposits in the line, which is going to be typical for the age of this pipe, with those little pockets and pools of water. But right now I wouldn't recommend any maintenance on the line. A gentle hydrojetting is the best way to clean out those deposits. We don't have a clean out at the end of the line going back to the house, which they normally like to push out and pull back. So if they do a jetting, they can go from the rooftop, but again, they would have to use slightly a little bit gentler PSI so that you don't damage the pipe, and just try to flush some of that out, but not needed at this time. So we're now going to go ahead and pull back on the camera. We're going to go ahead and pause the video while we do this, and then we'll go ahead and move over to the other bathroom vent, and we'll go ahead and inspect the laundry, which is in the garage, in a separate line then running through the backyard, and we'll also verify that clean out that's in the alleyway. Okay, so we moved over to the other bathroom, and the first thing we notice immediately is that there's only 1.5 inch vent for this bathroom, so it's already not to code. Here's the other bathroom. There's our other camera, which we just tried putting down this vent right here for the master bathroom, but we pushed it back down into the hall bathroom again because there is another back unit and then the laundry over the garage, so we're going to leave our long push rod inside there. So we first attempted to go down this 1.5 inch pipe. So again, it's not to code because in California it is required to have a 2-inch vent minimum for the toilets, and there's only 1.5 inches. So we went ahead and crawled under the house, and we did find that there's several issues out of code. So the first thing is that again, 1.5 inch vent must be 2-inch. The tub, which is to the right of the toilet as you walk in the bathroom, has no vent until well after 5 feet. On an 1.5 inch pipe, it is required in the state of California that you can only travel for 3.5 feet on an 1.5 inch line before you get to the vent. Now the pipe is going to function, and it's probably not going to be an issue, but it is out of code. And then the last issue is we're going to go down this 1.5 inch vent to show you. Everything is what's called wet vented. So we've got the water running in the lavatory sink right now, and we're going down this pipe here, and you can see right here, there's the T-junction and the sink where the lavatory ties in. And so we're continuing down the vent, and so it's called a wet vent because all the wet water from the lab is actually interfering, but it's allowed for the vent for the toilet and the tub. And then as we continue down the pipe, as we go right down through here, here's where we couldn't get through with our other camera, and we have a hard time with this camera because basically they used an 1.5-inch trap street elbow for the turn junction on the bottom of the vent. So you're not allowed to, of course, use a vent 90 or a trap 90 for flow fittings on drainage or sewage. They were in a very tight space, so they had to use a street elbow. However, a standard street elbow used for drainage was still too long because it has a long curvature to it. So they used one from a trap arm to create the 90. So it's not allowing our camera and spring to go all the way through. It's even worse with the other camera. So again, it's a little bit out of code, but it shouldn't hurt the functionability of the line because that elbow is essentially just going to be for the lavatory sink and the tub, how they come across. So going to allow it to keep functioning, but not to code. So then we enter into the 3-inch ABS pipe here, and this is all new pipe all the way over into the bathroom on the other side, which we showed on the video where the T-junction was. And the line is all up to code on the 3-inch. It's got good slope. We can't get our camera through here because of that improper 90. So again, we just wanted to go ahead and show that. So we're going to come back up this vent right here. A little bit of water on the camera face there from that sink that we turned on again just to show the drainage and how it's functioning. So everything's going to work for this bathroom, but it's just not to code, unfortunately. So the buyer just needs to be aware that if they ever go to sell, they could possibly get hit on it, and somebody may say, hey, I want it fixed, period. But everything should function normal. It's just the wrong size piping for the toilet vent. There is an inappropriate length on the trap arm for the tub before it gets to the vent, and then there's an improper trap 90 used for a drainage 90 for the drain line. So we're now going to go ahead and pause the video and move over to the back unit past the fence there that has a little kitchenette, and it looks like a toilet bathroom over there. So we're going to show that, and then last of all we'll go over to the garage and show the laundry. Okay, we were on the garage. We actually went to this little back unit here, and what we found is that there's no roof vents. So there are no proper vents, so everything is out of code for that back unit. We thought maybe it was on the other side of the pitch of the roof, but there's nothing there. So that entire unit is out of code. We do notice that as we scan across the backyard here, it's going to be hard to see from the distance we're at, but in between the back edge of the house and this larger bush right here, there's two little black protrusions coming out of the ground, which are 3-inch double sweep sewer style cleanouts. We suspect that there's a possibility that this back unit, rather than going right to the back area to tie in, since the sewer's passing underneath it, may have been run from the back unit along this edge and then go tie in under the house. So we'll put our camera down there since we can't get through the doorway of that back unit. The front lock on the security door with the key in it just swivels and spins around, so something's broken on that. Now again, we're here above the laundry. We did go into the garage. There is no trap. There is a standpipe in there, and I don't know if it was ever used beyond a standpipe or connect to a utility sink, but that's just out of code. Simple, easy, inexpensive fix, but there is no trap for the laundry. So whether a utility sink is put in or the standpipe that's there is used, a trap needs to be added. There's where the pipe empties into, right here. And now we're going to go ahead and see if this camera, it's a 1-inch camera, so you can see there's a lot of dried up debris in the line here. So this is a 1-inch camera on a 2-inch pipe. We'll see if this 2-inch cast is open enough the entire distance. You can see there's a million bugs here in the system. They're going crazy here as we try to push down the line. So, okay, we just got out to the line. There's our push rod from our other camera that we left into the system. So this 2-inch laundry line is completely functional and doesn't have any breaks or root intrusions or anything else. So now we're going to go ahead and pause the video and move over to the cleanouts on the ground to see if those lead back to that back unit. Okay, so we've just inspected the laundry, and that line is perfectly good where it connects over into the main under the concrete. We've now come over here, since we can't get into the back unit, to these 2 3-inch cleanouts we see. Now, these are extremely shallow as soon as we enter into the pipe. We're going to go to this one here that sweeps towards the alleyway. So we're going to see if this leads back into the bathroom. So you can see there's some standing water right here in the line, just a little bit. This possibly is what's the back unit is using for their connection into the sewer system. It is a long run, so this can't be an area drain. Wouldn't seem to be. Here we have a T-junction. Another T-junction there. And then here we go. Looks like this could be the bottom of the toilet itself here, where we're coming up. That could be the china, the white circular. That could be the where the toilet is emptying into. So it does appear that the back house must be running back this way and then tying in. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and pause the video and pull this back. Okay, so we've pulled out our camera, got a little bit of water on the lens. We're just leaving our push rod out, so our distance counter at 53 feet is going to stay the same. We're now going to go ahead and push through the other clean out, which crisscrosses, and this is running towards the house. So we suspect that this is going to go down and would be connecting into the sewer under the house. So here's that a turn. And there you go. There's that T-junction we saw under the house. There's our push rod from the camera that we left in the other bathroom. So that's where this one's connecting. So this is all new plastic line. It is in perfect condition, no issues. However, this line has no vents, so it is completely out of code. I don't know if they have something stubbed up in the attic, and if there is an attic, and they didn't want to penetrate the roof shingles to do this, or what happened, or if somebody redid the roof and covered up the vents for some reason. But my guess is they never had them, possibly. They might be trying to use an auto vent, which is not approved for the city of San Diego that we're in. That's a little device that lets air in for the venting process. However, it doesn't let gases out, and that's the other reason that it's not permitted in San Diego. So there's no vent for the back unit, but there is this sewer line which is in good working functional condition with no issues. So that concludes the recording for this property.